All right, I'm glad you're watching episode 2 of United Fleet. That means that, that means that you have nothing else better to watch. But yeah, I guess that works for me. So yeah, let's do this. I'm actually really glad that I didn't pre-record a whole bunch of episodes in a row because you guys noticed a few little mistakes that I made. The one that was mostly prominent, I guess, or the most amount of comments were related to these buses and how I sort of put them all into the Porto Alegre loop. So I just went ahead off camera and make sure that we have 4 buses on each of the groups. Each of these buses match these buses over here. So we're good. We're good. Now, moving into Porto Alegre, someone also suggested that why not take advantage of this hotel that's literally right here, and we even have a gap to put this station right next to it so that we can get an increased passenger usage. So in today's episode, we're going to be basically moving this station as well as sort of preparing our alcohol production, because right now Capital City is requiring passengers way more than what we're currently serving, and it's also requiring alcohol and mail, which also, it's kind of a dumb thing that I didn't really do, is add a mail card to the train that's running between Porto and Capital City. So why don't we take care of that as well? The first thing that I want to do, though, is maybe move the station. So why don't we just place a new station? And by the way, I'm currently on a version 1.9.1, which fixed the issue with the labels not being properly displayed. Thank you for pointing that out, some of you in the comments as well. So let's do 2 tracks here. We're going to hold control and we're going to extend Porto Alegre stores. And let's see if we can come up with like an interesting design. I guess 2 tracks is not gonna be super like interesting anyways. So we can just do something like this, something like that. And here we can just transition. Actually, let's do this and let's do that. There we go. Is this 5 tiles? Let's make sure that this is 5 tiles. Yes, it is. The extra tiles at the end don't count, by the way. They're just there for aesthetic purposes. If I demolish this one, I run the risk of getting this one also demolished, so I'm just gonna click remove. And while I do this, I wanted to also tell you that another viewer sent me a Twitter DM, and this person was playing the game basically using the same mods that I'm using, but on a different save game. And he noticed that after a couple of years, one of their cities was just requiring farm supplies, and there was like no like industry in the town that would accept farm supplies, which just made it kind of bugged. And I've been doing some research with his help as well, and apparently the script that we're using for this game, the Simpleton City Builder, doesn't I mean, it was meant for FAIRS, or the industry replacement version 1.3, and we're currently on version 3. Which was released like many years after the fact. Should probably get rid of that. I found some piece of code in the TT forums, in the OpenTTD forums, that apparently adjusts the cargo values of the script to match FAIRS 3. FAIRS, by the way, is like industry replacement mod. Point is, hopefully things don't get too bugged. I mean, I played with the buggy script, if you want to put it in those terms, off camera before, and it worked fine. I mean, I was able to grow the test city that I started, I guess, practicing on. We can get rid of this now, and we should probably like clone this train as well, right? Yeah. Not only we're gonna clone this train. Oh, we need some more money. Let's borrow some more money. So let's clone this train. I'll finish what I was saying in a second, but I can't multitask so much. I want to add mail to this because obviously we have this route here and we're not serving mail, which is kind of dumb. Also, this doesn't mean anything, so ignore that. Let's do lightweight. Let's actually do by cargo capacity. Let's see how much we have here. I guess this is the highest capacity. So let's just add 2 of those. Also, someone asked what the caboose is for. The caboose is there mostly to reduce the breakdowns. Biskolhausen is the one that suggested that. So I don't know if it actually works. I just added it. This one, we're gonna send you to the depot, and I think we're gonna let you go right now. This depot, we're gonna buy 2 of you. We're gonna put them right there, and we're gonna let you go. So now we have 2 trains running, mostly for passengers, but also for mail, and we still have a few more tiles that we can add as times go by. When we start making a bit more money, that should work fine. It seems like our passenger capacity is definitely growing. Even though I think, now that I think about it, the the catchment area of this bus stop actually probably reaches the hotel. So I may have moved this for no reason. Actually, no, it's right on the edge. Perfect. Okay, so this now should start going up. And I was just also looking off camera at Capital City. Let me double check. Yeah, we have a lot of passengers waiting here, so we definitely have a ton of room to grow. So going back to what I was saying a moment ago, first 3, I basically tweaked the values, and I'm gonna leave some information in the description of this video, or maybe the pinned comment. It depends on how big my explanation will be. And I'll also update the first video where I sort of walk you through all of the mod settings and stuff. I hope that works fine, because if we're like a couple episodes in, let's say we're like, I don't know, 10, 15 episodes in, and then the mod sort of, or the script gets bugged, that will be a big problem. I really don't want to just suddenly finish the series. I sort of contemplated starting from scratch, but honestly, I tried like really quickly to start a new project from scratch with these new values. It like nothing was different. So yeah. In any case, because we did mail, we did passengers, the next thing is alcohol, and we don't have a lot of options, to be honest. If we look at this map, let's center the map around this area. So this is our current main line. And if we turn industries on, let's disable all of the industries, and we can hover over, actually we can turn orchards and cider mills. So this cider mills produce alcohol, but they need fruit in order to produce the cider, or sorry, the alcohol. I guess it's the same thing. And right now, what you see flashing on the screen, if you have enough of a screen resolution, if you're watching this on your phone, it's probably not going to be visible. But if you're watching this on a computer, you might see some blinking white dots. Those are all the orchards that are nearby. And the only 2 that are actually really close are the ones in this area, which I clearly labeled orchard. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna have maybe sort of a main station here, maybe a RoRo train station. RoRo stands for roll on, roll off, meaning that trains won't just finish and then turn around. It will just be a sort of a continuous flow, especially if you're going to deliver a constant flow of alcohol. We're going to need to do that. The problem is that fruit loses a ton of value. Like, you need to deliver fruit really, really fast. Otherwise, you just lose a ton of money. Honestly, in this game, we might lose a ton of money on most of our routes. So why don't we first start by putting down a few of these stations, and I'll sort of go in great detail about what I'm thinking. So in this case, let's just pick this one, which is the fruit loading station. And let's see. This one is rubber loading station, which we don't have. I mean, none of these matters. These are all like aesthetics. So I can literally put this and load passengers if I want to. So why don't we do 1 track? Let's do 2 tracks for loading and 2 tracks for unloading. Or actually only 1 track for unloading right now. So in total, we're gonna have 3 tracks. So these will be the loading tracks, sorry, not trucks. And then we're gonna do 1 fruit. Oh, that's that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So we want 2 tracks, 5 tiles. That's what I wanted, perfect. That's what it looks like. And we also want 1 single track here for bringing the fruit. Next, we can probably move fruit from here to here and then have 2 trains sort of run, or maybe even more trains, just shorter length, running some kind of like fruit shuttle of sorts. Hopefully that makes some sense. The train tracks may not look great at first. I might have to go around the terrain, but eventually I definitely want to have straight lines sort of connecting all these stations, just so you know. Mostly because I like how they look, but let's actually plan this out, because yeah, we're kind of, maybe we can get like a middle line right there, something like that. So let's see if we, I mean, we don't have a ton of money to like flatten things out, so let's just get that there and maybe just go across this hill just like that. Oops, not like that, but something like that. And we need cash. All right, we need a lot of cash actually to be able to put all of this together. So why don't we speed things up a bit? We can close this because we're not gonna play music out of the actual player. And in the meantime, let's just put a couple of stations. Perhaps this could be a good station location. I mean, initially, I don't think we even need 2 trains. Just a single train would probably work fine. And once we get to here, we'll probably need 2 tracks. In fact, we might need 3 tracks. And I'll explain why in a minute. So this is the shuttle service, and then from here, we can somehow get, we can slow things down now. We can somehow bring or connect these 2 stations together. Let's try to divert away from capital city as much as we can. Perhaps, actually, I'm kind of thinking that I wanted this station to be, you know what? This station will go away. Let's do 1 track here, just barely close enough that we can get, you know, our service sort of coverage. So we can have the fruit on the edge, and then we can have the freight on the inside. That way this line is kind of open. I guess it doesn't matter. We can fit all of the trains on the same line at first, especially because we don't have a whole bunch of money, but this should probably work fine. So as usual, I want to have at least 2 tiles in between turns. I think aesthetically that looks better, and also makes it so that the trains don't slow down so much. Hopefully that makes some sense. And here, I think we can just do that and just do this. And well, we'll have to do some terraforming here. This is gonna be really expensive. Like seriously, we have a giant hill here. Eventually, once we actually start making money like that, that's gonna be a non-issue whatsoever. But right now, it is a 100% issue. Okay, so we have this hotel here. Could we take advantage of this infrastructure that we have already and perhaps get a... Actually, wait. Food, alcohol, and passengers. If I put a station here, will it receive mail? Yes, it does. So maybe we can move this station here and finally like get rid of this weird loop around the steel mill. Yeah, let's do that. Now I'm like spending a lot of money and like not really making it back, but you know, form over function. Rural stations. I love these rural stations, by the way. I guess we can use suburban, but in this case, we're gonna keep using rural because why not? So let's increase this so that we can see the tiles, and we're gonna have 3 tracks right there. And let's just do this, and we just do that, right? I need to remove the signal because it's right on the edge there, but it's okay. We're gonna sort of stage things here for a moment, and then we'll make everything look pretty. So let's get this bridge right here, those right there, those. Nope, not enough money. Oh, I know. I'm just making mistakes. Actually, this is a whole mistake. I need to hold control, extend Capital City North. There we go. Now everything is sort of touching. Let's get the bridge. Let's get maybe these guys, and finally these guys, and just the plain concrete at the end. So now we have our 3 platforms there. We can do something like this. So everything is sort of properly connected. Let's get rid of all of that. Connect that over there. And finally connect that over there. We can now get rid of all this extra trackage. Yeah, this looks so much nicer now. Oh my god. This one, we will have to actually remove it. And now I can just simply do that. So Capital City North, tons of passengers, mostly from the actual hotel. Let's just spend some time here and properly connect some of these roads. In fact, let's just go around the hotel. This is not gonna matter so much right now, but actually, if we do this, this is where the other road should be, right? 3 tiles, yeah. So this is kind of what the layout of the city is gonna be as soon as the city sort of starts expanding. Okay, so now that we have this in place, I guess we can demolish that as well. Let's see, we need to, well, first of all, this track needs to continue all the way to the orchard over here, but also we need to somehow connect to this station. It's gonna be temporary because I don't wanna mix, you know, passengers with cargo. I wanna have dedicated stations for it, but for now, because this is the only station that we have and we don't have a lot of traffic, it should be okay. Eventually we'll move it. But what I'm thinking is, should I spend time doing this connection now, or should I at least get my fruit run? Yeah, I should probably get the fruit run in place before we move forward. So why don't we do this actually? If you hold control, by the way, you can terraform diagonally, which is amazing. I wish I knew that before, but I do now, so that's good enough. That way we wouldn't have to terraform this whole mountain-ish. I guess we could just do that. There we go. Still like spending so much money on terraforming, and now we can't afford trucks. Sorry, tracks. I keep, you know, U and A in a word. It's very difficult. For a non-native speaker. In the meantime, can we afford at least signals? No, we can't afford anything because we're in the red. But now things are going to start picking up once we start getting some cargo delivered. What is this? How much money are you making? Oh, you're making a decent amount of money. That's awesome. Last year you made 68,000. Not too bad. In fact, I want to take a quick look at how we're dealing with things here. Is this actually being updated, or is this bugged? Because that could be a problem. Delivering things. Okay, now we have 1 delivered. What's going on? I'm so confused by this. So it's arriving. It's picking up passengers. Yeah, okay, so it delivered 13. It's just not enough. We need a lot more trains. Okay, good. Sorry about that. I just got really confused. For a moment, I thought it was like, oh, maybe the script that I sort of tweaked just completely failed. I'm glad that's not the case. Also, we have so much money in the bank, it's ridiculous. So now we can easily afford all of this, which is fan-freaking-tastic. In fact, why don't we like repay the whole loan? That's gonna make it, we're basically paying 7 grand, almost 8 grand per year. So now things should be slightly better. I guess over here we have no choice but to go diagonally, which is totally fine. What I want to do first though is I want to just go down something like that and like that. So we can make this connection over here. Oh, okay, that's not what I wanted. It's close enough though, but not quite what I wanted. And this one, you know what? I'm just gonna push this a few tiles in, just because, again, I don't want to have like a turn and then immediately climbing up a hill. That will slow things down just a little bit, and we have so much money already that we can just do whatever. But as you can see, we have a pretty clean setup here. This one, like I said, it's just going to be one way, so there's only going to be one train back and forth. In fact, actually, you know what? We should probably like get at least 2 trains here, but I do want one station. So let's do this. Because I always want one train loading fruit no matter what. So we can do that. This is a one-way stop. One-way path, sorry. And that one over there. This one's gonna be like that. Let's turn on, yeah, there's so many trees around here. Why don't we demolish a few of these trees so that we can see what we're doing. But also, you know, keeping everything looking nice. Fantastic, cool. Let's get the switch over here. Let's get another depot. At the same time, let's get the path signals. Exiting station. Same over here. I don't think that's necessary, but just gonna add it anyways. And this one over here. So all we have to do next is just add a few block signals. Why don't we start over here and over there. There we go. All signals pretty much all the way. We don't necessarily need this one, but it also doesn't hurt. And just demolish it because, or remove it because whatever, I don't know. Someone in the comments at some point said that I should, so I'm doing it. That's usually how it works. Though I'm the one playing, you guys are pretty much running this show. All right, let's get this entry signal here. Do I want... I guess this is fine, right? Once they go through the... Yeah, once they go through the... Actually, this should be one way. Once they go through the block, then they're in their own... Or the fork, they're part of their own block, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This one, I think I do need a block signal, but it's fine. We will need some depots along the line, so let's quickly do that. This should be fine for now. I do want to add a few more depots in the middle of the line, even though we have one right, almost right here. Why don't we get rid of this one? Yeah, let's just get rid of this one. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that, that, and that. Great. Pretty clean. I think I want another depot here, but for now, I think we're fine. Let's take a quick look at this. Is this even happening? No. We need to deliver way more than what is currently taking place here, unfortunately. Come on, I want to see that number go up. Yeah, 49. Yeah, we definitely need a few more trains. But at the same time, Porto Alegre is like pretty small city. So once we're done with the fruit run here, I think the next order of business will be to maybe start connecting this 2 and 3 cities so that we can start having some kind of metropolitan area. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's quickly finish this, maybe get one train running, and then I'm gonna wrap the episode here, and then we'll do everything else on episode number 3. So let's see what we have here. We want engine with no cargo, and I want to sort this by not engine ID, but not cargo capacity either, but reliability. Oh man, I've done all this electric, but I don't think we need it to make it electric. Running cost is actually what I want, running costs. So this one is the most expensive one. Caboose, it's not an engine, so it doesn't matter. This one is 80 kilometers an hour for 15,000. Let's see, 72. I mean, this one is not a bad deal. 79% reliability though, which is not great. This one is not bad either. 35,000. definitely want like a lot more cheaper things running. It's what I want. So let's buy this. Let's also slow down the simulation because we're already balling out of control. We can finally repay the whole loan on episode 2. We want fruit, and this is by the most expensive one and the cheapest one. All right. So 80 kilometers an hour is our limit here. So why don't we get like, why don't we do something like this? We're gonna refit this to fruit, and we can maybe clone this train, like maybe 4 times, something like that. So there's always like one tiny train loading at all times and then just making the run. That might actually make us a bit more money. And shared orders, we're gonna do a full load there, and we're gonna just unload there. That's probably fine. Let's start things up and see what they look like. So it's a nice, cute little train. At some point, we'll need to deliver farm supplies to increase the production of this orchard. But for now, it's probably okay. Let's just make sure that this works. It's doing a full load. So it's gonna take a little while, but it's getting there. In the meantime, let's do the boring thing of putting these on a group. So this is F for freight, and it's, I guess this is fruit, capital fruit. So we have capital fruit there on group trains. We want to put this one there, this one there, this one there, and this one there. All right, so we have the 4 trains as part of the capital city fruit run. Eventually, we're gonna need to deliver alcohol somehow to this station, though we could theoretically maybe even use trucks for this actually. So that might be a thing that we can explore. In any case, this episode is running a bit long. If you enjoyed thus far, please consider giving this video a like. That's actually very much appreciated. In the meantime, let's just try to follow train. Let's do this. There we go. Great. So you guys can see something. If you're new to the channel, also consider subscribing. That way you get notified next time I post one of these videos. Also, I'm missing signals there. Oh man. See if we can add them like while we're in the follow mode. That should be enough. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.